Hey friends, welcome to Lotus and Light. My name is Jennifer. We are going to talk today about chaos. We're going to use the Rubik's Cube and another game of life to give us a sweet lesson in the game of life. This awesome game that we're playing called life. So I spent many, many years as a child and even as a young adult trying to solve the Rubik's Cube, thinking that you solved it one side at a time. That felt real logical to my brain. Like get one, then get another, then get another, right? And keep going. Felt logical. But we only have limited perspective. And so in the real game of life, sometimes it feels like we need to do things in a very logical way. We accomplish this, we go to school and get our education, and we meet the person we're going to spend the rest of our life with, and then we're going to have 2.5 children, and then we're going to, so on and so forth. Or we get the house and then we have the kids, right? You've got this logical linear timeline in your mind says this is how we do life. And when things don't go according to plan, or when things feel like they're a little bit out of control, we tend to apply this concept of chaos to it. Anything that's outside of our plan or outside of our control, we call chaos or chaotic, right? And we think of chaotic of chaos as something very negative. But I really want to spend a few minutes, and this is really what Spirit has put on my heart to, and specifically wanted me to relate to the Rubik's Cube, is reframing chaos and moving it up the spectrum of love here. Because as we've talked about before, things that we fear tend to be the things that are shrouded in darkness. But this is a spectrum of love. Perfect love exists down here just as it exists here. We just don't see it in the dark, right? It's the monster under the bed or the boogeyman in the closet that once we shed the light on it, we realize that danger isn't really there. That evil isn't really there. That thing to be feared isn't really to be feared or isn't really even there. Okay. And so I really want to take chaos from here and I want to shed some light on it and help us to see that chaos isn't the enemy. Chaos isn't a manifestation of something we've done wrong, or things that we've messed up. Chaos isn't here to hurt you. It is here to help you. And that's hard to understand when we think of chaos in terms of, a tornado blowing through a town and leaving what appears to be a path of destruction, or a family falling apart and a marriage falling apart through deception or betrayal, or whatever that might look like, or somebody leaving your company and leaving your department in like disarray and chaos because now you guys have all these pieces to kind of pick up to try to hold the business together and keep the business moving forward. All of these things and these experiences we have in life that feel like chaos are there for our growth. They're part of the growth process. Growth and expansion doesn't happen through the good, touchy-feely parts. The good, touchy-feely parts are what keep us on our highest and best path so that we can get through the chaos and come out on the other side shiny, feeling even better with even greater solutions, with even more knowing and understanding. And so we're going to use the Rubik's Cube. I'm going to work on solving this while we're talking a little bit more about chaos. But the first thing that I want to say is we have to be willing to let go of what we've done so far. That's part of the challenge of living in the human material experience, the physical material experience, is that we cling to things in the material. We cling to the efforts we've already put in and we say, but I've already done this, this, and this, and I don't want to let that go. I've put so much time and effort into it, right? But the more time and effort you're putting into something, the more it's showing you that you are resisting the natural flow of life, that you are resisting God's path, the universe's path, higher consciousness' path, which is your highest and best path. Whatever term you want to use for it that applies to your belief system, if you in fact believe that there is this greater grand designer out there, that there is that divine source of energy, that there is God, Jesus, Allah, whatever name you want to put on it, that knows better than you in your physical form. And that God, that divine source of energy, that divine consciousness, is what we are made of. It's what human consciousness is made of, but we just don't see the whole picture. So we either decide to live that life of faith where we really are trusting, but what trust means is going with the flow and understanding that that flow is going to take us through learning processes. That's why we're here in the human experience. And that part of that learning is a time of chaos. And I'll even I'll describe it like this. Think of the birth of a child, and I'm going to go ahead and start solving this Rubik's Cube. But I just want you to see that I have to be willing to let this fall. in order to come to the full solution, right? I have to be willing to let that ball to come to the full solution. I'm going to probably instinctively put my hands down. I'm not used to doing a Rubik's Cube up here, but I'm going to try to remember to hold my hands up and just keep moving onward and upward in that way. So while I talk. So think about the birth of a child, if you will. Um, think about um, the process. Why would a baby stay in the womb? Why would an infant leave the womb? That's what I really wanted to say. Why would an infant leave the womb? Think about it. It's warm, it's safe, it's comfortable, they're protected, they're provided for without any effort whatsoever. They don't have to figure out how they're going to feed themselves or where they're going to um, get their next meal or this is going to be tricky, me trying to solve this and talk, but I'm going to do it. I am determined to do it. They don't have to figure out anything. They don't have to worry about, there we go. They don't have to worry. Sorry, I just want you to see my white side all broken up, right? They don't have to worry about where, um, sorry, um, their sustenance, their protection, any of that's going to come from. It's just there. So why? Why leave that womb? Why would we do that? Why would we choose that? The answer is in the growth and expansion. The baby outgrows the womb. It can no longer, it has to just stay like it is forever if it wants to stay in there. And there's no opportunity for them in that. So if they want to grow, they want to expand, they have to exit the womb. And they don't know that. That's not within their, um, the scope of their understanding of the world. So they don't realize that that's what they need to do. But what happens is nature takes over. They just go with the natural flow of things, and these contractions start forcing them out, right? This extraction, contraction and expansion process. That's the process of the whole universe. Is we contract into ourselves, we examine, we learn, we heal, we grow, and then we express that to the world. And that's what they've done. They've been baking in that oven, and now they're ready to express to the world. And so the world pushes them out, right? And it's not comfortable. It feels painful. To the untrained eye, it might even look like punishment, but it's not punishment. For the love. So I'm really struggling to do this while I'm talking. So I may have to pause and get a little further in this um, in order to demonstrate this while I'm talking, but we'll see how far I get while I'm talking. And so it is that, from the untrained eye, you would think that baby is being punished. It's going through this narrow tunnel, this narrow path towards the light, towards enlightenment. But when it comes out on the other side, it has the space to grow and to become something more. Butterflies demonstrate the same thing, right? Through the chrysalis. Um, did I, you know? Okay, why am I fighting so hard on this one side? What? I'm resisting something here, folks. There we go. Okay, we're starting to get back together now. Do, 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 do. I might have to be silent for a moment to get some stuff done here. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. Oh, oh, that's going to be spring. You gotta find the things I'm looking for first. What am I missing here, folks? Okay, put this guy up here. Okay, there we go. I'm taking the slow train, just for the record. I'm taking the slow train. Um, Here we go. Uh-oh, what did I just do? What am I? This is so comical. This is really ridiculous. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere. Oh my gosh, I've still got one more to do over here. Red and green, red and green. Let's get to the other part of the red and green. Okay, there. Okay, see how we're coming along? We're getting there. We're getting there. Wait, all right. All right, back to the message. So, um, just think about that expansion and the growth opportunity that comes with that chaos, but seeing what had to break down in order to make it happen, and how quickly. Although, if you're a professional Rubik's Cube doer, you would say that was not quick. That was absolutely terrible. In fact, did I just jank this up? Trying to talk into it. Let's see, probably. Um, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we're getting close, right? I'm trying to, next I want to get this yellow side. Okay, and so, whoops. Oh, great. Now I lost my track of what I was doing. There we go. Yellow. Now we've got yellow, we've got white. We're slowly getting it. It doesn't feel logical the way that I'm solving this. And that's the lesson. We've got to let go of what our logic, our left brain, our past experience has taught us that this is going to get us hurt. This is the safe way. This makes sense. This doesn't. This is expensive. This is affordable. This is, whatever their narrative is. This kind of person will love you. This kind of person will not. This kind of person is dangerous. This kind of person is not. Like we've got to be willing to let go of those old narratives if we want to grow and expand, and that is uncomfortable. Okay, I'm going to just shut up and solve the rest of this really quickly if I can remember how to do it. Okay, we're close. We're getting close. We're getting close, folks. Let's see where we want to. Everything I'm doing doesn't seem to make sense until it does. Done. I finally did. I didn't think I could do it in the course of this video. Okay, so there you have it, folks. The chaos of the universe is really a very divinely ordered path to solutions, path to everything that you want, path to the joy, path to the peace, path to the experiences that you signed up for in this life, whether you know you signed up for them or not. Chaos is not to be feared. Put it in the light and understand it for what it is. It is part of that birthing something new process. Okay, let's close with a card if there's time. I don't even know how much time we've been recording here, but what is a good card, a good closing message for us? You know what? Let's just go to the self-love oracle because I feel like chaos, as we understand it, and even in the natural sense, when we think of tornadoes and we think of all the destruction it does do destruction. There's no doubt about it. But it is the earth's natural way of purging what is no longer serving it. And I don't mean that in the sense of like people losing their lives and this way that you might be interpreting it, but the same way that we go through a contraction and expansion process in every aspect of nature, every aspect of nature is an expansion and contraction process. Think about it. When you're sick and your immune system is working, you might feel bad. You might feel like I'm sick, this is bad, but it's good. It means maybe you ate some bad lettuce last week. And what's your body doing? Your immune system is kicking in and saying, no, we're protecting your body from this. We are going to expel it. We are going to contract and expand through the process of vomiting. We're going to contract and expand through the process of diarrhea. That's really at a really macro level. Oh, sorry, really micro level, right? What chaos can look like in our lives, but it also can look like the healing process from traumatic emotional wounds, the process of going within, letting stuff come to the surface. It doesn't feel comfortable coming to the surface, so then we try to avoid it by staying busy in our lives or by using a substance to numb that feeling, to keep that feeling down. We don't want that feeling to come out, but that's part of the chaos is the body's desire to release those traumas, whether they're emotional wounds, whether they're physical wounds, whether it's, physical therapy and you go to the physical therapist to heal some part of your body. But what happens is in the process of doing stretches on this muscle that has been tight and injured, it gets sore. It hurts a little bit, right? There's pain in the process, but pain is not bad. I don't know that there's a message in this deck of cards for us. Or, oh, okay, here, a bunch just popped out, but this one in particular is on bottom and it was turned a particular way. Change. Miracle is what it says. It's a 34, I think that is. Um, the truth is you are everything is what it says. Change. I love this because we're talking about the transformation that occurs when we allow the chaos in our life to unfold the way it's supposed to, when we let go of all the things that we think we need to grip onto in this material world. Everything in your life is meant to come and go. It's meant to flow through. You are a conduit of energy. Energy is meant to flow through. Emotions are meant to flow through. We're not meant to hang on to them. Pain is meant to flow through. Joy is meant to flow through. We do not need to hang on to joy as though if we let go of it, we'll never experience it again. It's by the letting go and the transformation that comes that we experience even greater joy in the future. Okay, so let's read this card of change. Where's the book? Here it is. 34. This is exciting. Miracles and change of perception. Practice the 3 positions. Okay, so this book usually comes with like some practical like exercise that you can do to exercise whatever the card is talking about. So in this age of technology and communication, a change of perception can quickly create miracles. Now, I hope nobody timed how long it took me to do that Rubik's Cube because that was a really long time for people that know how to do it. But you saw how quick that was. That went from years and years and years of only being able to solve one side when I was trying to do it one side at a time to discovering and learning a new process that allowed me to do it quickly. If this rolled all the way under there, I can't even get it now. Okay, as we increasingly share our stories and experiences, we have the opportunity to celebrate and enjoy our differences. Ideally, as we go further into this time of profound change, we will view humanity as one race, one family, and we will celebrate this. Seeing yourself in another and upholding a compassionate and understanding viewpoint are key to soul growth and fulfillment. It is very common to be unaware that a limited or fixed point of view is being upheld. That's exactly what my Rubik's Cube, what the lesson is. Years and years and years, I was fixed. I was held to this one path of solving the Rubik's Cube when there was not even just one other paths in general, multiple other ways to get there. But the way I was going was never going to get me there. So it's very common to be unaware that a limited or fixed point of view is being upheld. Habitual choices are often made without even realizing the alternative. We all can have blind spots in our field of perception. Excuse me. Okay, so truth being spoken there, my throat chakra's like, speak, girl, speak. Get it out. How you relate to everything affects all aspects of your life, health, wealth, and happiness. Opening up your perspective will affect how you relate to your life. 3 points of view. In every relationship, practice perceiving 3 points of view, yours, the other person's, and the whole movie. Continue this practice, and as you improve, you will be able to stretch your mind willingly to toggle between the 3 aspects of perception. Listen as if you know nothing at all. Respond to all situations as if you're the last person to enter the room. Respond, don't react. That's the suggested exercise. So that's it. New perspective. Chaos does not need to live in fear. Chaos with some light shined on it, we can recognize as being healthy and helpful and useful and part of the process of life and why we are here. So embrace it, appreciate it. When things feel chaotic, say, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What am I ready to let go of that might be creating the chaos in my life so that you can move forward, learn, and move on to the next chaotic opportunity. And with that, I hope to see you soon. Peace out.